Time to get to work, for this eager baby loggerhead turtle. These small fabric harnesses let us bind turtles and place them in a tank with a drab swimming area. Professor Ken Lohman examines sea turtles that are pre-programmed to embark on an epic voyage. The eggs were laid on the sand by the mothers, who then returned to the water, where they hatched 50 to 60 days after they were buried.
First-year university students have designed and built a groundbreaking electric car that recharges itself. 50 students from the University of Sydney's Faculty of Engineering spent 5 months working together bits of plywood, foam and fiberglass to build the Mango concept car. They developed the specifications and hand-built the car. It's a pretty radical design, a 4-wheel drive with a motor in each wheel. Researchers have discovered a strain of sake yeast that generates a high concentration of the amino acid ornithine. An ornithine-rich yeast strain reported in this study might be used to manufacture sake, the traditional Japanese alcoholic beverage, as well as wine and beer. You can argue in favor of or against a thesis statement. Ideally, it should be something that you are able to convey in a clear and compelling manner. Keep in mind the number of pages in your paper. If you can, try to come up with a unique idea for your thesis. Making jokes with friends, relatives, and co-workers is what humor is all about. As a result, no other animals in the animal kingdom have the ability or benefit of humor, except for humans. It is completely unique to man. Only one man has the ability to laugh, as he is the only one who can speak. Nothing else can revive, enliven, and energize us like humor. As the plane takes off, the skydiver must jump out of the plane and parachute to the earth. With a large number of people, skydiving should be achievable. Helicopters, the base of a hot air wave, or a plane from 4,000 meters or 13,000 feet can also be used to create the hop. Skydiving is an exhilarating sport.
Deaf children learning a language could certainly pursue the development of listening and spoken language skills if desired, and doing so would carry much less risk knowing the child would have mastery in at least one language. If a child does not succeed in mastering either a spoken language or a sign language, we must then ask how much benefit the child derived from interventions in each language relative to the amount of time and resources dedicated to those interventions. A refugee, in general, is a person who has been forced to leave their native country and is unable to return. For more information, see the legal definition. As long as they have not been given refugee status by the contracting state, a person might be referred to as an asylum seeker.
It was found that while many companies express interest in Jacobson's use case approach, actual scenario usage often falls outside what is described in textbooks and standard methodologies. Users, therefore, face significant scenario management problems not yet addressed adequately in theory or practice and are demanding solutions to these problems.
Because they don't have access to mice, domestic cats who are primarily indoors are less likely to hunt than their outdoor counterparts. Feline moms teach their kittens how to hunt by showing them how to kill animals in the wild. As a result, you may watch domestic cats playing with the mouse they catch, or they may bring it to you to be killed. An access route for women into a male-dominated business is being threatened by technological advancements that eliminate the need for bank tellers. Even while the road ahead is still long, certain financial institutions have made progress in achieving a more equal representation of men and women at the executive level. Because of the shrinking number of teller positions, banks may be tempted to boost the educational requirements for these positions.
The mining industry in Australia is one of the most significant in the world. A significant exporter of coal and iron ore as well as gold and copper, it is self-sufficient in minerals and petroleum. Coal was discovered in 1798 and mineral output increased every year until 1992, when it doubled. Albert Einstein was a well-known scientist and a brilliant physicist in Germany. He was born in the city of Germany on March 14, 1879. In 1900, he published his first paper, establishing himself as the world's foremost scientist. He made a great contribution to physics by discovering the theory of relativity, thanks to his intellectual abilities. The control condition was identical, except that subjects were not given the paragraph with the false information and rated Natalie only once. Due to a strong link between home and humanity and paid employment with masculinity, traditional divides of domestic duties are thought to endure. To question these boundaries is perhaps equal to questioning what it means to be a woman or man.
The Mars 2020 Perseverance rover will search for signs of ancient microbial life, which will advance NASA's quest to explore the past habitability of Mars. The rover has a drill to collect core samples of Martian rock and soil, then store them in sealed tubes for pickup by a future mission that would ferry them back to Earth for detailed analysis. Perseverance will also test technologies to help pave the way for future human exploration of Mars.
Many writers make the error of overly condensing their phrases. Gibbon's writing has been accused of this by some. The reader can unwind a little by reading a sentence with a few extra words in it. Too many loose sentences are a flaw in writing that is meant to be easy to read and understand.
Calligraphy is derived from the Greek word for beautiful writing. However, the term now has a broader connotation. Remember that the primary aims of handwriting are to be able to write fast and easily, as well as to be read precisely. In handwriting, clarity and quickness take precedence above beauty, individuality, and creative effect. So, while calligraphy is a type of handwriting, and some handwriting appears to be calligraphic, the two are not the same. In a fractional reserve banking system, banks keep just a small percentage of the money their clients deposit as reserves. They can then utilize the remaining funds to make loans, thus creating fresh money in the process. This provides commercial banks the ability to influence the money supply directly.
Global water consumption has increased almost fourfold in the past 100 years, and many regions can only meet their water demand thanks to essential contributions from mountain regions. In 30 years, almost a quarter of the world's lowland population will strongly depend on runoff from the mountains. Only sustainable development can ensure the important function of mountain areas as Earth's water towers.